Mastering American English Pronunciation, a Guide for Kid Chapter 1, Introduction to American English Pronunciation. American English pronunciation follows specific rules that help children learn to read and speak correctly. Understanding phonetic symbols, vowel and consonant sounds, and phonics rules can make learning easier and more fun. In this guide, we will explore the sounds of American English and provide tips to help young learners pronounce words accurately. Chapter 2. Understanding phonetic symbols. Phonetic symbols represent the sounds of spoken language. American English uses the International Phonetic Alphabet (IPA) to indicate pronunciation. Here are some key symbols. Vowel sounds: I see, sit, cat, cup. Consonant sounds: P pen, T top, K cat, S sun. By learning these symbols, children can decode pronunciation and improve their speaking skills. Chapter 3. Vowel sounds. In American English, vowel sounds are essential in pronunciation. They are categorized into two types: short vowels, cat, bed, sit, hot; cup. Long vowels, I see, e cake, a time, o go, you blue. Teaching kids to distinguish between short and long vowel sounds helps them read and pronounce words correctly. Chapter 4. Consonant sounds and their importance. Consonants shape the structure of words. Some key consonant sounds include voiceless sounds: P, T, K, S, F. Voiced sounds: B, D, G, Z, V. Children should practice minimal pairs, for example, pat vs bat, to understand the difference between voiced and voiceless sounds. Chapter 5. American English phonics rules. Phonics helps children connect letters with their sounds. Key phonics rules include CVC rule: consonant, vowel, consonant. Words like cat and dog follow this pattern. Silent E rule: adding E to a word changes the vowel sound, for example, cap, cape. Digraphs: two letters making one sound, for example, sh in ship, ch in chair. Chapter 6. Common pronunciation challenges for kids. Some sounds are tricky for young learners, such as th sound, thin vs this R and L distinction, important for clear American pronunciation. Word stress, emphasizing the correct syllable, for example, present vs present. Chapter 7. Fun pronunciation exercises for kids to reinforce learning. Use engaging activities: tongue twisters, she sells seashells by the seashore. Rhyming games, identifying words with similar sounds. Reading aloud, practicing phonics-based books. Chapter 8. Practical tips for improving pronunciation. Here are some effective ways for kids to improve their pronunciation. Listen and repeat, watching American English cartoons and mimicking native speakers. Record and compare, recording their speech and comparing it with native pronunciation. Use phonetic dictionaries, looking up words with IPA symbols for guidance. Chapter 9. Conclusion and continued practice. Mastering pronunciation takes time and practice. Encouraging daily reading, listening, and speaking exercises will help children develop clear and confident American English pronunciation. By following this guide, young learners will gain the skills needed to pronounce words correctly and speak American English fluently.
Leak, lick, lack. Lack, luck, lock. Luke, look, lock. Do you sometimes feel like you're saying one word, but it sounds like another word? The reason for that could be because of mispronunciation of vowels. In American English, there are about 16 vowel sounds, sometimes more depending on the dialect, and in many other languages, there are a lot less. 5, 6, 7, 8. What happens when a speaker of a language that has 5 vowel sounds wants to speak English? Those 16 different vowels end up merging into the 5 vowel sound categories that the speaker generally uses. So when learning another language, especially pronunciation, one of the things that you want to focus on is understanding the vowel sounds in the language. In this video, we are going to map out the vowel sounds of American English, and we're going to do that by practicing similar words that the only thing that is different between those words is the vowel sounds. These are called minimal pairs, words that are exactly the same except for one sound, like sheep and ship, bed and bad. I actually have an entire masterclass about vowels in English that I'm going to link below if you want to have a better understanding of the different vowels. But in short, I want to explain something about vowel sounds. You have front vowels and back vowels. Front vowels are produced when the tongue rolls forward. Back vowels are produced when the tongue pulls back. You have closed vowels and open vowels, and that happens if your jaw is closed or open. So we are going to go through all the vowels and you'll see how the mouth changes as we pronounce those words. We're going to start with front vowels and we're going to use a word that starts with a B and ends with a T, and in the middle there is the vowel that we are changing. So let's begin with front vowels, and we're going to start with a high vowel sound. That means that the tongue rolls forward to produce that sound. E, beat, beat. Now, if we lower the tongue a little bit, we will get to bit, bit, beat, bit. And as we drop the jaw a little bit more, we get to bet, bet. And from here, if we pronounce it as a diphthong, we will get bait, bait. And if we lower the jaw a bit more, we will say bat, bat. And if at that place we will pronounce a diphthong, a changing vowel, what we will get is bite, bite. Let's do it again. Beat, bit, bet, bait, bat, bite. All front vowels. Let's do it again. Beat, bit, bet, bait, bat, bite. Let's move to the back. Back vowels. The high back vowel is a tense oo sound. Oo. Boot, boot. Just like the tense E, beat, this sound is all the way in the back. Boot, beat, boot. Now, just like we have the tense E, beat, and then the lax E, bit. Here as well, we have the tense oo, boot, and the lax Here, we have to change something because we don't have but we have book. Boot, book. Boot, book. And then, if we go down a little bit, lower the tongue, open the mouth, we get to the O as in go. Boat, boat. Boot, book, boat, back to the T. And then if we drop the jaw and relax the tongue at the back, bought, bought. Boot, book, boat, bought. Let's do it again. Boot, book, boat, bought. So we talked about the front vowels. We talked about the back vowels. What about the middle? In the middle, we don't have a lot of vowel sounds, but we do have the as in cup, which is also a stressed schwa. A schwa is a reduced vowel, and a cup is but, but. Next to the schwa, there is the stir sound that in American English, it is always associated with the R sound, so we can try it. Bert, Bert, but, Bert. And also, there are actually two additional diphthongs in English. The ow as in now, bow, bow, and the oi as in toy, boy, boy, bow, boy. That's it. We covered all the vowel sounds in American English. Now let's review them again without stopping. Ready? Let's go. We're going to start with front vowels. Beat, bit, bet, bait, bat, bite, bow, Central vowels. But, Bert. Back vowels. Boot, book, boat, boy, bought. Let's do the same with a word that starts with an L and ends with a K sound. Leak, high front vowel, E. Lick, lax I. Lack, that's the S sound. It's not a real word, but we're still going to say it. But we do have lake, A as in day. Lack, loud. We have to cheat a little bit. And then I, like. Central vowels. Luck, lurk, that's the stir. Luke, tense U. Luke, look, lax Low, O as in go. Oi, loy, lock. Now we're going to practice a shorter sequence of those words. Let's go. Leak, lick, lack. Leak, lick, lack. Lack, luck, lock. Lack, luck, lock. Luke, look, lock. Luke, look, lock. Let's try another word. Teak, tick. Tech, tack. Teak, tick, tech, tack. Teak, tick, tech, tack. Front vowels. Tack, tuck, talk. Front, center, back. Tack, tuck, talk. Tack, tuck, talk. Two, took, toke, talk. Two, took, toke, talk. Two, took, toke, talk. And one final one. Bean, bin, ben, ban. Bean, bin, ben, ban. Now, let me ask you this. Can you come up with more sequences like these where it's basically the same word except for one vowel sound and that changes the entire meaning? Write them down in the comments below. Now, if you like this type of exercise, then you are probably going to love my sprints. I have a few sprints on my channel, so I'm going to link to them in the description below. I also have a free mini training called the Sprint Rookie, where you get 3 sprints, and sprints are drills designed to help you boost your pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, where you improve those elements through intentional repetition, which is what we did right now. It's absolutely free, and you can get it by clicking the link below, and you will get lifetime access to those 3 sprints and scripts. All right, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this vowel practice, and I cannot wait to see your examples in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe. And you can also follow me on social media, where I share daily pronunciation and confidence tips. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of the day, and I will see you next week in the next video. Bye, everyone.
Hi, today I'm going to show you the 9 different ways the letter A can be pronounced. And I've also created a cheat sheet that will show you how to make all the sounds. Ready? Then come with me. The first way to pronounce the letter A is the sound A, as in the word apple. Let me show you how to make the A sound. Open your mouth, put your tongue down low just behind the bottom teeth, and then open and spread your lips like this. Ah. Now you try. Say ah. Fantastic. Did you hear the ah sounds in fantastic? Now, let's try these practice words. Repeat after me. Apple, back, track, exactly, fantastic. Now a short sentence for you to practice the A sound. Ready? Adam's Apple iPhone's fantastic. Now you say it. Adam's Apple iPhone's fantastic. Now for the next way that the letter A is pronounced. It's the E sound. Yep, it's not very common, but the letter A can be pronounced as E, as in any. So let's get the sound right. Tongue is at mid-height and at the front of your mouth, and your jaw should be fairly closed in a neutral position. Now spread your lips like this. E. Now you say it. E. Now try these practice words. Repeat after me. Any, many, said, says. Oh, and one more. It's the name of the most famous river that runs through London. Do you know it? It's the River Thames. Now some short sentences to practice the E sound. Repeat after me. Any eggs left, said Ken. No, not many. They're floating down the River Thames. Don't forget, rewind if you need to. The next way that the letter A is pronounced is the O sound, as in the word what. So, sound first. O. I want you to pull the back of your tongue to the back of your mouth, making a small hump, keeping the tongue tip low behind the bottom teeth. Then open your mouth round your lips and bring them forward slightly, like this. O. Now you try. O. Now try these practice words. Repeat after me. What, watch, want, was, wash, yacht. Good. Now say this practice sentence. I want to watch you wash my yacht. I want to watch you wash my yacht. That was a difficult one. The next way to pronounce the letter A is the OR sound, as in the word also. To make this sound, your tongue should be pulled to the back of your mouth, mid-height, neutral jaw with your lips rounded and forward like this. OR. Got that? Awesome. That's the British way of saying the word. I'll show you the American pronunciation later. Now try these practice words. Repeat after me. Also, saw, warm, water, lawn, quarter. Now to practice the OR sound, say this sentence after me. A quarter of the lawn looks awful. A quarter of the lawn looks awful. Now for the letter A pronounced as the R sound, as in army. So R is the sound the doctor asks you to make when he wants to look down your throat. So open your mouth, put your tongue down low in your mouth with your lips relaxed and neutral. Now say Ah. Awesome. Now that was the American pronunciation, give or take. Now try these practice words. Repeat after me. Army, park, father, half, farm, star. Now to practice the R sound, say this sentence after me. Father parked his car under a star near a bird bath. Father parked his car under a star near a bird bath. Now for the letter A, pronounced as the schwa sound. This sound is often used for unstressed words and syllables, as in the word about. So to make the sound, your tongue is low and central, jaw is neutral, and lips relaxed and neutral, like this. Easy peasy. Now try these practice words. Repeat after me. Again, along, postman, about, banana, Canada. Now say this sentence after me. The postman had a banana. The postman had a banana. Oh, before I forget, words ending in IAN and most words ending in AN also have the schwa sound, such as cardigan, Canadian, politician, librarian, technician. Now for the letter A, pronounced as the I sound, as in the word village. To get the I sound right, your tongue should be high and central, your jaw fairly closed, and your lips spread, like this. I. Your turn. I. Now repeat these practice words after me. Village, message, postage, pilgrimage. Now to practice the I sound, say this sentence after me. The message to the village was about the pilgrimage. The message to the village was about the pilgrimage. Now for the letter A, pronounced as the air sound, as in the word air. So let's say air. This is a diphthong, meaning that the two sounds glide into one. For the first sound, start with your tongue in the front of your mouth at mid-height, and then move it to a low position for Your jaw and lips close at the end of the schwa sound to a relaxed and neutral position. Glide the two together, like this. Air. Now let's practice the air sound. Repeat these words after me. Air, share, care, spare, stare, rare. Now for the practice sentence. Repeat after me. How dare you stare at my spare tyre? How dare you stare at my spare tyre? In case you don't know, a spare tyre is an informal phrase for a fat stomach. Another one is called a muffin top. But take care using these phrases because they can easily offend. Now for the letter A, pronounced as the A sound, as in the word able. A is another diphthong where the e and I glide together. So for e, your tongue should start at mid-height in the front of your mouth and your jaw should be in a neutral position. Then move the tongue to a low central position for the I sound, with your jaw finishing in a fairly closed position with the lips slightly spread like this. A. Now watch, listen and repeat. Age, page, day, stay, able, table, paper, radio, favorite, taste, flavor, date. Now try this practice sentence. Repeat after me. He was late for his favorite date today. He was late for his favorite date today. Now, don't forget to download the cheat sheet. It will really help you recognize and make the sounds. And for more help with vowel pronunciation, go to my playlist here. Until next time, love and peace.
Hey there, it's Hadar and this is the Accent Sway. Today I have a different lesson for you, and that is because I have my magic marker in one hand and my vowel chart on the wall. And we are going to talk about all the vowels of American English. I'm going to walk you through this vowel chart. You might have seen it in the past. So we're going to talk about all the strange and funny symbols here and what they represent. But also I'm going to teach you how to pronounce them and what are the challenges that you might be facing as you're trying to pronounce these sounds as a non-native speaker. So let's begin. This is a diagram of your mouth, basically. So you need to think of it as if it's the profile of a person, as if I'm standing like this. And all the vowels on the left part of the chart are front vowels. That means that the tongue is rolling forward to produce those vowels. Okay, these are front vowels in comparison to back vowels where the tongue pulls back. Okay, so basically the horizontal axis shows you the position of the tongue, the placement of the tongue in comparison to the front of the mouth, the front or the back. Now, the vertical axis is basically the position of your jaw. So as you go higher on the chart, then the mouth is more closed, the jaw is more closed. For example, E. And as you go down, the jaw drops. Now, technically, it's not really the position of the tongue, but it's actually the space between the tongue and the upper palate. Okay? And as you open your mouth, there is more space between the tongue, the body of the tongue, or the highest part of the tongue and the upper palate. Okay? So, position of the tongue in relation to the front of the mouth, or position of the tongue in relation to the roof of the mouth. Clear? Good. Now, there are a few other elements that we're going to talk about as we go along. Let's begin with front vowels, and I'm going to take my magic marker for that. So, as we go to the left part of the chart and the highest point of the chart, we see the E sound. E. This sound is the E as in see, we, and she. Okay, it's a high vowel. High because the tongue is high. It's a tense vowel because all the articulation organs are really tense. The lips pull to the sides a bit. E, we, she. Okay? And that is in comparison to the relaxed I sound that also exists in American English. Now, as you can see, it's a little lower here, a little lower on the chart, and that means that the tongue is a little lower. So one of the ways to do that is to just drop your jaw a little bit. I, I. It's a relaxed sound. It's the laxed I sound. And we find it in words like fish, ship, and rich. Okay? A relaxed I sound. As you can see, so I have in green, we have here the 5 neutral vowel sounds that exist in some languages. A, E, I, O, U. So in comparison to those 5 neutral vowel sounds, we see that there are 2 different E sounds and none of them sound like a neutral E sound. Okay? So one is more tense, E, she, we, and one is relaxed, actually going closer to an E sound. Fish, rich, and ship. Ship. It's relaxed, so the jaw is dropped. The jaw is dropped also because I want to bring the tongue a little lower, the body of the tongue, right? So it doesn't touch the upper, it's not close to the upper palate, because as you can see, it's a little lower on the chart. I, kid. Now it's not E. This is a neutral E sound, as in, it doesn't exist in English, but it's a neutral E. E. So a lot of people may say something like set, but it's not set, it's sit, kid, rich, right? Now, if we go a little lower, we get to the American E, as in red, head, and said. Notice that it's not said, it's not the diphthong A. In blue, we have the diphthongs. Diphthongs are vowels that change in the middle of pronunciation, or actually you can think of it as 2 vowels that go together within the same syllable. So here, this is an E sound, just a bit more open than a neutral E sound that might exist in your language if you are a Spanish speaker, for example. E, red, head, said. Okay? Now, that's the E sound. If I drop my jaw a bit more, lower my tongue a bit more, remember I need to keep the tip of the tongue forward because it's on the front, on the left side of the chart, right? Then we get to the A as in cat. A, bat, cat, happy, right? Cat and bad and laughed. So we have the tense E as in seat, the relaxed I as in sit, the E as in set, and the A as in sat. Now do it with me. Seat, sit, set, sat. Bead, tense E, bid, relaxed I, bed, that's the E sound, and bad. Right? So these are pure vowels. The 4 pure vowels in American English. E, I, A. Now let's look at diphthongs in the front. Okay, so we have the A as in day. As you can see, it's a little higher. That means that the tongue is a little higher for the A. That's a changing vowel. Now it's really important because that's how you distinguish between, let's use a different color here. That's how you distinguish between sell and sail, right? Because that's the S sound, sell, and here you have a changing vowel, sail. So you start with an E, and then actually the tongue is going towards the I sound, A, right? So you have to reach that I part. Imagine as if you're adding a Y sound, like in yes. Day, sail, fail, safe, date. Okay? So that's a long A sound. And it is long because it's a diphthong. So you're kind of like squeezing 2 vowels together. That's the A. And here, if we go a little lower, we see that the A sound, that's the as in cat, exists in a diphthong as well. Now, we see that we start with A, and then we move into the sound all the way back here. So basically you're going like this. The front part of the tongue is pulling back, or the tongue pulls back, and you start with A and you move into because that's the ow as in now. now, right? So we have now, brown. Now it's really deceiving because it's spelled with O and W, but basically it's that as in cat sound in American English, and then you move to the oo sound. Now, brown, sound, right? Sound. Now it's not a mistake to say sound. What have I done here? I just pulled my tongue back and I started with a more neutral a sound. Sound, sound, ah. But if you are going for the American accent, then the first sound is definitely closer to the a as in cat, sound. Now, the last diphthong we have here is I, as in my, okay? My, life, and also just the word I. So here you start with an open mouth because it's at the bottom of the chart. That means that the jaw is at its most open position. The tongue is in the front. And then you transition to an I right away. I, life. It's not life. It's not right? It's I. You have to hear the transition. Again, here you can think as if you're adding a y sound in the middle. I, my, might, okay, not might. So the transition is really important to clarify that this is the vowel that you're using, okay? So again, let's look at all the vowel sounds in the front part of the mouth. We have the E as in see, the I as in sit, the A as in day, the E as in red, the A as in cat, ow as in now, and I as in my. I hope you're repeating after me. Now, let's move on to the center, okay? This is the schwa sound. The schwa is the most neutral vowel sound in American English. And look where it's positioned. It's right there in the middle of the chart because the tongue is basically at rest pose. So it's resting there on the bottom part of the mouth. The jaw is not too tense. It's not too open. Pretty much as if you're just like what you're doing right now if you're not speaking. So you're just sitting there listening to me and your tongue is resting on the bottom part of the mouth and that's your schwa. It's also a really short sound. That's the schwa sound. Now, if we go down a bit, then we get the sound. And it's also called a stressed schwa, and that's a cup sound. Now, while the schwa is always unstressed, so it's always the unstressed syllable in a word, the cup is always stressed. For example, cup, country, love, okay? So I call it the neutral sound in American English, even though it's not exactly an but it's the closest one. As you can see, this is a neutral If you have that in your language, then this may sound pretty similar to you. And don't mind the spelling patterns, money, company, right? Don't mind the spelling patterns because the fact that there is an O doesn't mean that there is an O sound. Actually, it's a cup sound. Money, love, country, and of course, cup. The third central vowel that we're going to talk about today is the as in stir. Now, actually, you can do something like this to indicate that this vowel is always associated with the R sound. Okay? Basically, it's like you're taking the schwa sound, and you're bringing the back of the tongue up a bit to create that R tension. To make the R, basically, the sides of the tongue touch the insides of the upper teeth. So this is the most neutral sound combined with the R. And we find it in words like firm and learn, her, and everyone's favorite, girl, and we can also add world here, right? So even though there is an O here and an I and an E and EA and I, it's all the same sound. Girl, world, learn, her, and not hair, right? Because I'm not adding an S sound there because there isn't an S sound there. Her. And that's the stir sound, very neutral. The tongue is in the center. It's just the sides of the tongue pull back a bit to create that R sound. Now, let's move on. Let's stick with the red this time. Let's move on to the back vowels. So here, just like with the tense E and relaxed I, we have two U sounds. And in many languages, there is only one U sound. Now, that's a generalization because, some speakers use actually just this U sound. Some use the relaxed sound. Some don't even have an U sound in their language, or at least the lips are not rounded. So just take whatever I'm saying with a grain of salt when I'm talking about the 5 neutral vowel sounds in American English. It's related to languages that have 5 vowels, or at least the 5 neutral vowel sounds. Now, this is the tense U sound. U, as in you. You. Now think about it. What is it that you're hearing here that is different from how many non-native speakers may pronounce it? You. You. It's longer. I can hear you. I know you just said that. You, right? You. So it's longer as if I'm adding a W here, right? You. To. And room. Tense U. So it's a tense sound. The back of the tongue is all the way up there. The body of the tongue is really close to the soft palate in the back, right? And the lips round. Actually, if we look at vowels on the right side here versus the left side, that means that these are also rounded. The lips are more rounded. Ooh. Ooh, I gotta push my lips forward. Food. You. Room. Right? Now, in comparison to the relaxed Now, if you look at it, it's as if I'm moving from the U to the schwa, which is a neutral sound. So U to the relaxed is somewhere in the middle. So you need to think about the relaxed as in book, foot, and look as a middle sound between the tense U and the schwa, right? Does that make sense? Okay, let's look at it again. So tense U, and this is the relaxed So it's not book, foot, look. It's book, foot. Lips are not really rounded. And look, took, push, pull. All of them have the same vowel sound, and that's the relaxed sound. Okay? Now, if we move down the chart, okay, so let's go through these diphthongs. Here we have the O as in go. Now, this is a neutral O sound, and that actually does not exist in American English. So there is no O in English. There are similar sounds. There is the O sound that is a bit more open, but a neutral O does not exist. So a lot of times when people try to make that O diphthong as in go and show and only, they end up saying something like only and go and show, right? So they don't round the lips at the end to an U sound. And you may even want to think about it as if you're adding a W at the end, right? O, only, don't. A long vowel, a changing vowel, and you're transitioning from the O to the U. Only, hotel, right? Not hotel, definitely not hotel. Show, okay? So that's the long O as in go. As you can see, we are going a little lower. We're going down the chart. That means that the jaw is a bit more open. And the tongue is still in the back. You can hear that the sound resonates differently than the E sound or E sound that is all about the front of the mouth. Now, let's move on. Here we have the O as in daughter sound. Daughter. Basically everything, or law. So if we are thinking of this sound in isolation, the typical spelling patterns that represent this sound are the AW, AU, sometimes OU, ALL like tall and fall, and ALK like walk. Now, I want to tell you something about this aw sound when used alone. Now, it doesn't exist in all dialects of American English. So, for example, it is more likely to be found, or at least you'll find these words pronounced with the aw sound on the East Coast, right? You'll hear law and tall and daughter, aw, aw. But on the West Coast, people actually merge this sound with the ah as in father, a back open vowel sound, right? I'll talk about this one in a sec, but in the meantime, let's talk about the merge. So in some dialects, this ah sound will be pronounced as ah. So instead of daughter, you'll hear daughter. Instead of law, you'll hear law. Fall, fall, right? So you're like basically the difference between those two is that if it's lower on the chart, that means that the mouth is more open and the lips are less rounded. Ah, ah, right? Father, law. Now this is not a rounded sound. I cheated when I created this chart, and technically it's supposed to be here because on the right side, the vowels are more rounded. So for those of you who are going to pick on what I've done here, know that I did it because it looks better. But I always explain it. So the ahs and father sound is supposed to be here because it's not rounded. The pair of the ahs and father that is rounded is this sound that exists only in British English, not in American English. And that is the honest vowel. Honest, coffee. And all of these vowels, all of these words are pronounced with this aw sound in British English. But with ahs and father, this is why I'm going to erase this, ahs and father. So here we have coffee and honest, right? So all of those words that are spelled with O are actually pronounced with ah. Father, coffee, honest. On the West Coast, you'll also hear fall, tall, law. On the East Coast, you're more likely to hear fall, tall, law. So the lips are a bit more rounded and the jaw is more closed. And also the tongue is a little higher for this one. Now this, the oi sound, as you can see, there is another diphthong hiding underneath all my writings here. This is the oi as in toy. That exists in all dialects, right? The oi as in toy. So let's take the black marker here and then write down toy, boy, and coin. And here we move from the aw sound, so you need to drop your jaw a little bit, to the I as in sit. Toy, boy, coin, right? Okay, so I think that's it. So let's look at all the back vowels here. We have the tense U as in food, the relaxed as in foot, O as in go, oi as in toy, aw as in daughter, but you can also pronounce it as daughter, and the as in father, coffee, honest, and office. Now, let's go through all the sounds one more time, and I'm going to leave some time for you to repeat the words that I'm saying, okay? Starting from the front part of the chart, let's begin. E as in seat, I as in sit, E as in red, A as in cat, A as in day, ow as in now, I as in my, and that is the schwa, as in around, o'clock, holiday, and then we have the cup as in cup, love, fun, country, as in stir, and girl. Then we move on to the tense oo as in food, room, you, cook, look, book. Oh, my jaw drops. Oh, aw, oi, boy, toy. And then the ah, my jaw is really open. The lips are not really rounded. Ah, office, coffee, and honest. What do you think? I hope this simplifies a little bit. Maybe it confuses you right now, but if you watch it again, you'll see that it does make sense, and understanding what are the vowels in American English and understanding what vowels you don't have in your native tongue will help you focus on the things that will improve your pronunciation, that will improve your clarity. Because if you are mispronouncing, or if you don't have this distinction between the tense E and relaxed I, different words are going to sound the same. Sheep and ship are going to sound like sheep and sheep, or sail and sell, right? Or bed and bad. If you don't have these two vowels in your native tongue, and you can, by the way, go to Wikipedia and look for the vowel chart of the sounds in your native tongue, right? And then see how it is different from the vowel chart of American English, right? What vowels don't exist in your native tongue. So, and then you don't want to confuse the e and the a, or the oo and the right? Tense oo, relaxed so on and so forth. So, this is just understanding the vowels. In order to really own them and to use them, you need to do some more work. So you need to tackle the sounds that are challenging for you, to practice it, to teach your mouth to pronounce those sounds clearly and accurately every single time, and then to drill it in words, phrases, and sentences in order for you to develop the muscle memory so you won't have to think about it every time you speak. Now, if you want to learn more with me, come check out my website, theaccentsway.com, or my YouTube channel, Accents Way English with Hadar. And there you'll find hundreds of different videos about how to pronounce the sounds of American English, about American intonation, and also motivational videos that will inspire you and get you to do the work. Have a beautiful rest of the day, and I will see you next time in the next video. Bye.
Wait for the video to download completely. Then, click on the phonetic symbol that you want to hear.
B, T, D, G, V, S, Z, L, M, N, R, Y, W, V, Š, Ž, Ć, Đ, Ing, I, I, E, A, A, O, O, U, U, A, E, E, A, O, I, Ow, Oi, Ear, Air, or.
Hi, I'm Yvette, a facilitator at the Rollins Center for Language and Literacy. You probably already know the English language has very distinct sounds, or phonemes, that we combine in different ways to make words. In this video, we are going to demonstrate how to pronounce each of the individual phonemes. Often, we accidentally add an extra or schwa sound to the end of consonants. If students hear this and imitate it, it may then be reflected in later reading and writing tasks. To prevent this, it is important to produce only the phoneme itself without any additional sounds. An example of this is the sound p. Sometimes, when teachers are trying to emphasize or isolate a phoneme, they say p. Instead, focus on producing just the phoneme itself. We'll start with the consonant phonemes. You'll see the associated letter or letter combination, also known as a grapheme, on the screen as I say the sound. Ready? Here we go. B as in banana. D as in dinosaur. F as in fish. G as in guitar. H as in hand. J as in jelly. K as in car. U as in leaf. M as in Monday. N as in nail. Ng as in the end of the word sing. P as in pumpkin. R as in rain. S as in sun. Z as in the middle of treasure. T as in turtle. V as in volcano. W as in watch. Y as in yo-yo. Z as in zip. Some graphemes, such as Q and X, are composed of two phonemes. For example, Q makes the qu sound, and X makes the x sound. The next phonemes are considered to be digraphs, where two letters make one sound. Ch as in child. Sh as in shoes. Th as in the middle of mother. Th as in third. Make sure students hear you pronounce phonemes correctly. You're modeling the language that they need to independently decode and write words. Just like the consonants, the English language has a wide variety of vowel phonemes with their own distinct sounds. I'll model each sound, and the grapheme will be shown on the screen below. A as in the first sound in apple. E as in the first sound in elephant. I as in the first sound in igloo. A as in the first sound in octopus. As in the first sound in umbrella. A as in the middle sound in rain. A as in the final sound in saw. E as in the final sound in tree. I as in the middle sound in light. O as in the middle sound in boat. U as in the first sound in uniform. U as in the middle sound in mood. As in the middle sound in book. Ow as in the final sound in cow. Oi as in the final sound in boy. There are also R-controlled vowels, such as R, as in the final sound in car. As in the middle sounds in herd, bird, and surf. Air, as in the final sound in chair. Ear, as in the final sound in spear. or as in the middle sound in fork. Sometimes, when a vowel sound is located in the unstressed syllable of a word, it becomes a schwa. An example of this is the that you hear as in the first sound of the word again. Make sure that your students hear you model the correct consonant and vowel phonemes. This will help them produce the correct sounds themselves, and in turn, guide them as they learn to read and write.